Mabu, hi, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Here's an article from hackspirit.com. It says 8 body language gestures that instantly put people at ease. And I want to run through this for you in case you are interested in a woman that you can be with, side by side in person or in front of. And even if you're talking to somebody on a video camera, it's important to have good body gestures, especially if you are interested in that woman and you want her to be interested in you. Please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. Got about 1,600 videos on YouTube, lots of playlists. Check out my affiliate link for where I met my wife, which was Christian Filipina. Now, I didn't think much about body language gestures, but both of us were really serious about getting married, and we did in less than 8 weeks. So let's see if I can get through all 8 of those. 8 body language gestures that instantly put people at ease. Number 1, mindful physical contact and respect of personal space. When it comes to body language, distance and proximity plays a huge factor in terms of putting people at ease. It can feel like a tricky balance, too close, and it's too annoying or threatening, like this. Too far and you feel disinterested and distant. In studies of human psyche, territory or personal space in the body language of communication is the space around a person that they claim to be their own. This is why when people who aren't close to us put their arms across their shoulders, we can feel anywhere from uneasy to downright furious. On the other hand, closing the distance and making simple gestures like shaking hands or patting them on the shoulders can gesture towards friendship and affection. Very good. Number 2, maintaining a soft, open gaze. There's a reason for the cliche that the eyes are the window to the soul, they say. For the size of the eyes in proportion to the rest of the body, it communicates so much about our thoughts and feelings. A roll of the eye communicating annoyance, or irritation. Sleepy eyes conveying boredom or disinterest. The way we look at others has a tremendous effect on our relationships with other people. Biology makes us hardwired to feel anxious or threatened when fixed with a hard gaze. That penetrating and piercing look that makes people want to either pick a fight or avoid you at all costs. Sometimes I give my wife that look when I'm upset. But we've been married for 8.5 years. Give a soft gaze instead, they say. It makes other people feel they will be treated with kindness and respect and will not be judged. Number 3, keeping a genuine, warm smile. A smile is an invitation, and positive psychology studies show that it instantly makes others feel at ease and creates a ripple effect of goodwill, even with strangers. Now, maybe my problem with getting married so late was I don't think I smiled until I was 40. So that could have been a problem. Scientific studies also show that when others smile at us, it activates the reward centers in our brain, and our body releases the feel-good chemicals serotonin and endorphins. Now, it is true. If I smile at somebody, let's say I'm on a walking trail or even at the gym, and I just smile at them, for whatever reason, about half the time I get a smile back. It's almost like I've made a connection, and all I've done is, smile at them. And they say not all smiles are created equal. It's the smile where the corners of the eyes and the corners of the lips lift up and convey the most authentic expression of happiness and signals that we are kind or helpful. Now, in this article, which I'll try to remember to link on YouTube, it'll also explain some advice on how to practice these things, but for time I will skip that. Number 4, refrain from showing gestures that show you're bored. If you're talking to somebody online or in person, covering your mouth, touching your ears, tapping your fingers on the table, rubbing your eyes, that sort of thing. What we feel these are meaningless gestures, it actually communicates a lot about your inner thoughts and feelings. For instance, the pain in the neck could be described as you finding someone annoying or frustrating, even when you just slept in the wrong spot. Covering any part of your face, like your nose and your mouth, can also signal deception and may cause people not to trust you on a subconscious level. Also, if you're talking to a woman that you like, you might want to not wear a mask, something like that. That's me, of course, with that dumb comment. Lightly resting your hand on your cheek with the index finger pointing upward is the only one that communicates attention and interest. But be careful that you don't end up resting your head and chin on your hand, because that would communicate boredom, especially if you start to snore. Number 5, leaning in slightly forward. It's supposed to be a good thing. When people are leaning back or away, it signals dislike or negativity because our limbic brain is hardwired to distance ourselves from things we find dangerous or unpleasant. So they say, here's the shortcut, just simply lean in slightly forward when you're communicating with somebody. It shows them you're interested in what they have to say. It communicates being focused, attentive, and perceptive. No matter the distance, leaning in slightly conveys interest and serves as an invite into our personal space. Number 6, the art and science of mirroring, also known as the Gauch's reaction, is when a person subconsciously mirrors or mimics the gestures, the expressions, the voice quality, and even the attitude of the person they're talking to. It's like when the other person touches their arm, when you touch yours, or when you cross your legs when the other person crosses theirs. You might think it's coincidental, but it's actually a psychological phenomenon. Please leave comments here as I run through this if something here piques your interest. Often this is done subconsciously and communicates either empathy, interest, or attraction, all pro-social behaviors that encourage interaction by making other people feel similar to us. And number 7, keep your arms and hands open and relaxed. Crossed arms and hands communicate various levels of being defensive, angry, disinterested, or bored. Crossing our arms is an instinctive behavior from wanting to protect ourselves by putting a defensive barrier between others. They say here in this article, that is why a study shows that audience members with their arms crossed, on average, retain up to 35% less information from the speaker than those with their arms by their sides. I'd like to know how they came across that data exactly. And the last one here, number 8, nod in a cluster of 3s and do the head tilt. Now, apparently nodding in 2s and 4s could be very bad, but they say nod in a cluster of 3s. Few things can be more encouraging than someone nodding while we're speaking, just not nodding off to sleep. That's what I would say. When you nod in a cluster of 3s at regular intervals, it signals your approval and openness to what the other person is saying. It says, I hear you, I'm interested, please keep going. On the other hand, the head tilt is a universal gesture of lending your ear. Both body language gestures communicate your genuine interest and receptiveness to the person and what they are saying. So again, last words here from this article, hackspirit.com. Often the unease and anxiety we trigger in others is caused by small things, an eye roll, sigh, unresponsiveness. By simply being mindful and practicing these 8 body language gestures, you can build stronger, positive connections. So let me search for the author here before I go. Pearl Nash. Leave a comment here on Love Beyond the Sea.